you use it for?
I'm watching like podcasts and I don't know, random like studies and stuff like that. I actually find that this is me being really honest. When I turn on a screen, my TV, and I watch Netflix, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. But when I turn on my TV and I watch YouTube, very subconsciously, I feel like I'm doing something right. I don't know how to describe this.
Yeah.
Because somewhere in my subconscious, the latter makes me think I'm learning. And when I'm learning, some anxiety in me is alleviated. I don't know if that's by design or not.
I'm not sure if it's not by design in the sense of anything that we have done to either communicate that or pick the content. So I feel like the credit really goes again to our amazing creators, the 100 million creators that upload in India or wherever. I will say learning is a really big use case on YouTube. And when I say learning, I mean the broad definition of the term learning. Frankly, in my own experience, I use YouTube a lot for that. And all kinds of niches of learning are really popular. Obviously, there's the obvious learning, like, high school kid in the classroom kind of learning. And then there's the other sort of very obvious thing, which is like, well, how do I fix my bike? Or how do I fix my garage door? But like the really deep learning use cases are pretty esoteric and have lots and lots of content in very particular places. A colleague of mine always talks about his love of, woodworking, right? And carving. And you can go really deep on that on YouTube. I love it's kind of random, but I love logistics and logistics patterns and how things happen sort of in infrastructure. You can go really deep on that on YouTube. So that is not something that we sort of pick those content verticals on purpose, but just like every niche sort of exists on YouTube, there's 20 billion videos that have been uploaded to YouTube. That's where the experience comes from.
So 5 years ago, when I turned on YouTube, it was to play songs. That position in my mind somehow has been lost to Spotify. Now, when I think of a song, I go to Spotify. When I think of a podcast or something around learning, I go to YouTube. When I think of entertainment, I go to Netflix. Do you think the music battle, Spotify has gained a lot of traction in it over the last few years?
Why do you feel that way about music?
I don't know. It's just how I use it. I didn't have Spotify 6-7 years ago. And also I'm not the generic Indian user. But somehow my music needs today are not met by YouTube, but more needs of mine around learning are met by YouTube.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, like I said, learning is a very large use case on YouTube across every demographic, every part of the world. It's one that I'm very proud of. I saw a stat, 90% plus of classroom teachers use YouTube in the classroom in some particular way. So that is core to what we do. But music is I'd say almost oldest and one of our most important verticals by far. It's really core to the YouTube heritage, starting from the early days of YouTube and T-Series, and T-Series is still one of our most important, most strategic, largest partners. There's a few things that I would say that's happened, I think, to music in India in general, regardless of, YouTube or Spotify, which is, the growth of, Indian origin music, pop music, in that sort of not classic Bollywood, right? We have amazing YouTubers like King who grew up on our platform, who are superstars in of their own right, but sort of charted their own path. And he's obviously kind of a megastar, but there's lots and lots of examples like that. And I would say that that's a really big phenomenon on YouTube, just like it is on other platforms. One of the things that I want to continue to do is invest more in terms of actually showcasing that on YouTube. So again, not about the algorithm or what have you, but having charts, for example, popular charts in not just in sort of classic Bollywood Hindi, but in all of these different languages to recognize those artists. So we're doing more and more work like that, getting more precise about algorithmic recommendations around specific, because the Indian music landscape is so diverse in terms of language and style that it sort of in that sense presents like a unique challenge and opportunity to how sophisticated the algorithm needs to be able to make good recommendations in that context. And so those are areas that we're investing in. We're actually going to talk more about some of that at Waves too. Like the first night of Waves is the YouTube Cultural Night, which is, you know, our chance to put our best foot forward of all of our YouTubers. So yeah, music is very important. I'm not sure why you feel that way, but Indian music is like a core part of our investment.
Any fleeting thoughts, Neil?
Want to make money clipping videos? Type money below and I'll show you how.